Well, after a rather interesting setup, I'm here with Mark on the sofa. Very exciting. We're actually towards
in Cockermouth.
In Cockermouth, indeed. Yes, in Cockermouth. In a very lovely wood-panelled drawing room. And it's really exciting because we're almost at the end of the tour, and we've got how many performances left?
Two
Performances left. I can't believe it. And Mark's been so busy with his programmes and also with the talks, the pre-concert talks and things, so we finally managed to catch up with him. So I really want to know about your experience of touring such a long tour with the same programme and how you felt about that. Is that something that you've done before to such an extent?
I've never done 13 concerts of one programme, and I mean, I think the brilliant part of it is that the band are completely up for performing it that many times and sort of keeping you interested, because it's a long programme. I mean, it's 2.5 hours including the interval, and I mean, for the strings it's an incredible amount of playing. In a way, for me it's kind of relatively easy.
Okay. How so? It doesn't sound like it's easy.
No, but the really the Britain is just a pleasure to do, and to do in this circumstance, and you know, with these players, it's just come to life, and each performance has been really sort of full of energy and full of imagination and everything. So you know, once I get to the interval, I've got Nico's new piece to do, which is relatively straightforward, and then I can listen to the Atoms if I choose, and you know, you still got 25 minutes of playing to do.
Sure. Oh, that's lovely. I mean, I think it's been really wonderful for us as well to have the experience of doing this programme with you so many times, because a lot of the orchestra commenting how you're singing just, you know, every night you do something different, and it's a real joy to sort of have that spontaneity within the same pieces every night. And I don't know, how do you feel? I mean, you must feel that sense that you can just do whatever you want if you have such a long period of time in which to explore a programme. Does it make it a little easier on the pressure of performance?
I mean, I think that it's really hard to perform these pieces if you just do it with a symphony orchestra and you have sort of, you know, one sort of prior rehearsal and try and get it all together, and then you only perform it once. I mean, live performance is really important, but it's so much better when it's actually repeated performance.
Yeah.
You get the chance to sort of try things out and reimagine the piece each night.
Of course.
So often it's just done as a one-off, and that's you end up sort of trying to imitate a recording because you want to get it right and you want to sort of get it all together and everything, and that's the sort of limit of your ambitions. And I think for us, we've got to the stage where, you know, we want to perform it to the people who are there and get them to really appreciate it as much as we do.
Sure.
And that's hugely exciting. I mean, that's
it's lovely. I would imagine to feel like that. And also with the pieces, I mean, talk to us a bit about that. I mean, the text for both Nico's new piece and also for the Britain. There's some amazing words there. I mean, that must be. Talk to us a bit about that. You know, I feel like there's maybe some conflicting sentiment. You know, that maybe the Britain has a slightly more positive feeling about it. You know, obviously Nico's text that he's chosen is a much more perhaps despairing backdrop. I don't know. Talk to us a bit about how you sort of came to interpret each piece.
The settings of Rambo are sort of full of sort of wild imagery, and that's been great because the visual nature of that is something that I think Pekka has been great in sort of trying to sort of put into musical terms as well, and making the music sort of live even more than I think, you know, is probably the case with the Britain recordings. You know, going for effects, allowing some of there's a line that talks about raucous music, and he allows there's a violin duet at that point to really sound sort of quite brutal and kind of nasty.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely as it should be.
Yeah.
There's the Rambo talks about violence, talks about sort of savages and stuff like that, and it's been great to sort of feel liberated to go towards that direction. Nico chose texts which I struggled with it a bit.
Right.
There seemed to be a sort of sentiment in the Cavafy poetry that he chose, which was sort of saying that, you know, life on Earth is pretty rubbish, and somehow it'll all be set right in the afterlife. I mean, the first line is "I believe in the hereafter." I struggle a little bit with that, because I essentially believe that we need to try and strive for as good a life as we possibly can on Earth.
Sure.
And the afterlife is something that I'm not sure that we can worry about too much. But I think, having said that, I think Nico has set the poetry very well, and it's can come across very sort of clearly to the audience, and then they can sort of make, you know, what they want of it.
Sure.
So it's been you know, it's fantastic to do a new piece. I mean, we've now done it 11 times, and we've got 2 more to go, and just to sort of have that chance to perform a piece and sort of get inside it and ask questions of it is wonderful.
It's wonderful, isn't it, to have that feeling. We all feel that, you know, because normally with a new premiere or a new work, you know, you have maybe just the premiere, you know, 1, maybe 2 concerts, and that's it. So the feeling of not being able to really develop what we all feel about it too within the playing, it's been a really great experience for us as well to learn that with you, sort of thing, you know, to kind of follow what you're doing, and yeah, I think Nico also mentioned that was an extraordinarily unusual experience for him as a composer to have his piece you know, performed so many times. But yeah, the piece, that's really interesting. Okay, that's cool. What else should we talk about?
You haven't mentioned my triangle playing yet.
We have to mention triangle playing. Okay, let's do that. So now there's a very important part of the concert which I think perhaps is almost the sort of the most serious involvement that you have in this program, and that is the triangle moment in the encore piece. Rakastava. How does it go?
Rakastava. Something.
That's it.
It starts with a big rolled R.
Big rolled R.
Yeah,
this is it. Pekka's over there, so we'll have to just go with that. So now, tell us about. Now, this is quite amazing. We all think it's rather fabulous that you're up for coming and standing at the back and playing triangle with us. That's cool.
Well, it's fine, except that there are an awful lot of bars rest.
Yeah.
So there is the worry that, in fact, I in the end had to request a full score, because counting 24 bars and then 17 bars and then 19 bars and then was liable to end in disaster. So,
now you know what it's like to be a brass player.
Yeah. Or indeed a triangle player.
Or indeed a triangle player. This is true.
And I'm not sure that I envy them their job. But I must say that I haven't missed one yet.
You haven't?
No.
I've noticed. I've been paying full attention.
The triangle has occasionally spun round when I've been trying to play it, which has caused a certain amount of
interest.
Sort of having to play it around like that. But so far I have actually sort of hit all 6 notes.
Amazing.
Every night.
You should get a doubling fee, I think, for that effort.
I've played the triangle 66 times now.
Amazing. I mean, so you feel that you could now go forth into more adventurous repertoire with the triangle?
Well, I'm not sure. I haven't perfected anything other than the sort of one-off strike. But trills and
like your speciality
haven't sort of been developed yet. But you never know.
But actually, joking apart, it really is. I mean, without wanting to embarrass you, I really think we feel that it's a wonderful thing that you're happy to just come on and do that with us, and I think that is a real testimony to your character, because I think you know that you wouldn't get many people in your situation singing as a soloist within such a big project who would be happy to just come on and nonchalantly do something like that within
Cecilia Bartoli, I can't quite imagine.
I can't really imagine that she would. But what I love about that, and what we all love about that, is just you're perfectly happy and enjoy the whole fun of it, and it's just that's lovely. I think I don't know. I mean, do you feel working with this orchestra, the British Symphony, is there a particular atmosphere in this orchestra that maybe is special to it? You know, is it slightly? You know, talk to us about that. Do you feel comfortable within this group of musicians?
Oh, yeah,
you know, is it a good vibe for you to be within?
It is like making chamber music. I mean, it's
great
to not have a conductor there, sort of saying how something should go,
right.
but to feel that everybody is involved and everybody's got their own personality and all the different personalities sort of can come across in various ways.
Yeah, is
what I think music making is all about.
Definitely.
I mean, I can't ask for anything more than that.
Great.
So it's a huge thrill for me to continue to work with Britain's Symphony. It's and long may it continue.
Oh, well, it's a huge thrill for us too. Thank you so much. Bye.
Pleasure.
Bye.